I'm so excited. Very cool. I hope you guys can hear me. If you are watching on Instagram, make sure you're checking in, dropping us a little hi, how are you? Where are you from? Tell us about your experience with horses. If you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, make sure you're dropping a comment. Love to hear from you guys. Daniela is out here today with our good buddy Bourbon, and I'm dying to play with him because I already see what kind of a little bit of a punk he's being at the moment and what he's already done. So, Daniela, tell us a little bit about what's already happened. He's shit all over her idea. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, because it's like you think about it when you're a kid. Like, were you ever really ever allowed to sit in dad's chair when dad was home? Like, no, dad sat in his chair. Like, we all know never sit in Archie Bunker's recliner. It's kind of a big no-no. Well, this is the round pin where it's play and it's a conversation about whose chair is whose today. And he walked in here and said, "You know what? I think it's my chair." And he went over and pooped in the corner, or well, on the side behind Daniela. And so now he's kind of wondering, like, what is going to happen here today? Because some different things have been happening. Tell us there who just he just took a big deep breath out and relaxed and then said, "Hey, what's going on? What are we doing today?" All right. So tell us a little bit about your sessions, the first one, and then the one we did last week. So kind of bring us up to speed. Right? Yeah, it was 2 hours. Presence. Yeah, takes less time when you do it right the first time. Yeah, that was crazy. Because it really wasn't designed to be that. It was just like, "Hey, we're kinda just wanna have it be a chill day and, like, just kinda describe each horse, tell a little bit of their story and why they're here and how they've made it." Like, Bourbon, he's a champion. He won a lot of races and won a lot of money. He was a harness racer and now world champion harness racing horse here. And he's like, I really kind of don't think so much of humans unless I can push him around and tell him what to do. He's like, he's this like, see that? So he's turning to look at Daniela and he's like seeing her face. And then he goes, nah, never mind. What she has to say ain't that interesting. And that's like that can be a big blow if you are a horse person. And it can be a big blow if if that's human to human too. If like, you walk in and this perfect example. We went to the farmers markets today and I wanted this coffee. It smelled so good. And we were like, we were about half out of a thing. And we're like, well, we could get some. And it just perfectly manifested right there, this delicious coffee. And then I went over and got distracted eating this awesome cheeseburger and I forgot about the coffee. Now that guy could make up a story very easily, like, well, blondes are liars. They say they're going to do something and come back and get the coffee, and then they don't. He could say, like, be triggered, whatever, by whatever filter experience he had about, perky blondes or, like me. And so now he's got some kind of idea about what did or didn't happen. Is that the kind of person that's going to say, oh, darn, I should reach out to her because I know she really wanted that coffee and she probably got busy and forgot? Or, like it was happening at the farmer's market at the time, it had started raining off and on. And we're like, "Oh, maybe it started raining and she decided to leave," which is exactly legit what happened, and when he texted me, I was like, "Ah, I forgot the coffee, I really wanted that coffee." Now, if he had made up a negative story about me, would he have an opportunity to influence me to be a customer? Yeah, probably not, which is kind of what we're doing here with Bourbon. Bourbon has such a not such a super awesome he tolerates us. He tolerates us. He's like, what's Squidward off of SpongeBob? He tolerates humans. That's kind of how I would describe him. Sort of just kind of only interested if you want to connect in a very soft, easy way, which is thank goodness, because he didn't even used to be like that, even though that was what he wanted. And right now, if you look at him, how he's standing, he's kind of just like, just get this over with. There, he's licking and chewing. Because normally, what happens to him, and how many times do you have to have a bad review before you're like, nah, not going to that restaurant again? Nope, not dating blondes again. Nope, nope, they drive a red car, not dating them. Right. So before you don't have to have very many negative experiences before you start creating a pretty strong belief system about, the interactions and what triggers that. It could be anything. Oh, she wore wire rim glasses and that reminded me of my second grade teacher. I'm not doing that. Right. So we really tend to focus on how to avoid pain. And this guy right here, he's just sitting there going, I'm just going to only tolerate, because my association with humans is they feed me, they kind of caress me and molest me, and then ask me to do stuff. And there's a question. He's like, well, okay. And then he goes right back in, right? So notice when Daniela takes her attention off of him, he kind of gets the courage to come out of his shell a little bit and say, "Hey, what's what you got going on? Are you one of the bad ones, or are you one of the good ones?" Because even though he won a ton of money and all this stuff, and by the way, I'm telling these stories for you guys. Like here, I can come on camera. Hi, I could sit here and talk. Hi, I tell you these stories because it's so important. Hey, hello. Hi, hey, Bourbon. Um, I'm waving, I think, at Amy. Hi, Amy. So I want you to understand that this is me telling you these stories is less about it's about him, because he needs to process, like, how long does it take between times that he looks over her, right? And he's like coming out of his shell a little bit. And this is called a mental brace. And if you're in sales, this right here is so important. They're like, every time Jen reaches out to me, she's asking me to come to one of her things, which is true. I'm asking everybody all the time to come to my stuff because I know the value of it. But if you have this, then you can count on it being a no, or an objection overcoming sort of conversation. So right now he's just sitting there, and if he could have, like, one of my friends used to be like, wipe that puss off your face. Let's wipe that look off your face, right? That's kind of the look that he has right now. This sort of, I don't wanna, I'm not gonna. But he's not doing it because he doesn't want to. He's doing it because he's like, you know what? My belief system about people is that I really am not super thrilled about them asking me to do stuff, because my history and experience of people asking me to do stuff hasn't been super pleasant. Now, what does that mean? Well, he was fed and cared for, but if you look, I don't know if you could see it from the camera out here, but look at his nostrils. They're kind of like long, and like was left one sort of like low and down, and his right one sort of like long and like trying to get in more air. He's trying to assess the situation. Now, it may look like he's nice and calm and relaxed and he's getting there, but look how much time it took. I don't know, how long have I been on here? So it's one of those situations where you really have to allow them to process the information before you can continue to add on to it. What's 37 times 14 minus 4 times the square root of pi? You start adding on too much at once. You cannot. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, girl, I can't even wait to catch up with you. We've been doing so much stuff today. We got something very cool. Can't wait to share with you guys. Um, um, so we're here in Chester, New York. I'm here from Florida. Yay. Brought some beautiful weather. We cleared out the smoke. We've got some really cool things going on this weekend. We're going to be playing with these guys, but as we go, there he goes. That shake. Watch everything that he's doing. Every piece of this is super duper. There's another look. Now, and she's over here is petting the cat and like just chilling and doing whatever. But his expression hasn't changed that much. He's starting to go through the process of potentially accepting Daniela and maybe something that she wants to do. But if you were to ask him to say, "Hey, so what's going through your mind right now, Bourbon?" It would be, "Well, I'm just waiting for the human to smack me or to do something I really am not super happy with." Now, he just shifted his weight on his feet and he relaxed a little bit. So he's coming out of like this whole brace thing. And this is where we do sort of a, I don't want to say matching and mirroring, but that's the best way I can use it from the English language version. It's Daniela is going to match his energy, match his vibration, and match like his brain waves and get in coherence with him. And I mean, maybe the phrase coherence is um a bit I don't even know if the strong's the right word, but this is what we're going to do today that's going to be a little bit different than let's go see if he can trot around the pen until he's tired of trotting and then wants to come in. Like that's not what we do. That's called round penning. Round penning is not what we're doing here, right? Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. If you're joining us, make sure you're dropping me a comment, throwing me some likes and hearts. I'd love to hear from you guys. And there's another look. Now he started to relax his leg. So when you start seeing like the barriers start to break down, then you can go, oh, hey, now we look at his nostrils again. We'll look at his eyes again. We'll look where his mane, how his mane is laying across his neck. We're going to be looking at all these little micro expressions. And Malcolm Gladwell writes a really great book called Blink. And he, in reference to the John Gottman Institute out in Seattle, he's talking about these micro expressions and how they could predict like divorce in couples because of these micro expressions. And hello Diana, thanks for joining in. um these micro expressions, and that's what we're looking for here. And the better you can tune in and turn on with the people and connect with the people that you're by understanding these concepts, the more likely you are going to be able to um, serve them and therefore sell to them. Yes. Hello. All right, there's another look. There's another look. Now he just thought about shifting his weight to his right front foot, right? And so how I know that is because I've seen this, I've watched this cartoon. Have you ever had that movie that you can quote? Like I can probably quote the entire movie Weird Science. I've seen it so many times, right? So I've seen this cartoon so many times that I start looking for patterns of behavior. And that's all we're doing is we're going to break these patterns of behavior. I noticed how his ears, when he moved his ears that time, they're looser. They're not as stiff as they were before. And he's still thinking, right? But he's thinking about something different than what he was thinking about at the beginning of this conversation. And it's a silent conversation. So making sure, because how in tune do you think Bourbon is to Daniela at the moment? Like he may not be paying attention to her, but he's in tune. He knows she is there and he's waiting for her to do something that in normal circumstances they don't normally do or that he doesn't normally care for, right? And even at the beginning of his journey here, like as a beginner, you do stuff that's just we do dumb shit. We all have, the first kid, you like get him all the fancy diapers and the genie thing and the binkies and burpees and blankies and stuff. And then second kid, you're like, meh, duct tape will do. Right. So once you start getting to where you understand that, it can be a clear space. Now, there, he just woke up. So if you do me a favor, if you could ask the cats to exit stage left, that would be fabulous. And then we'll get started. So that because it's a distraction, right? Daniela needs to be 100% present with Bourbon at the moment, and she can't with these cutie pies over here rustling around like maniacs. And so we'll just ask them to go out of the arena. Yeah, I know, guys. Sorry, that never happens. We do it or the horse does it. There we go. All right, so now we've got what I want Daniela to do now is tune into his energy level. There, he's now that passing gas, good thing. Walking in and taking a big dump, not a good thing. Now, horses do the same behavior for different reasons, just like humans. Do some of us drink for different reasons? Yeah. So that's the first time. Now she's given him his presence back, which is what this horse needs. Look at him now. Look how intent he is into her, right? And then the cat walked back in and he took his eyes off. So ask Leo to please exit stage left again. I know it's like so much fun to be in here and that he's going to turn that shit into a game. There. So tune into his energy. Which are you at a higher vibration or a lower vibration than him right now? Yeah, but you're higher. It does, yeah, you're higher than him right now, right? Now, are you higher than him or lower than him? Are you there? You sure? What's 6 times 6? What's 47 times 32? Are you present with him 100%? Get even more connected. And this isn't about staring them down. This is about observing them through their energy versus what their actions are. Because we tend to judge, there you go. Yes. We tend to judge other people's intentions based on their behaviors, i.e., forgetting the coffee, but we tend to judge our behaviors based on our intentions, even if we're messing up, i.e., forgetting the coffee. So when Daniela took a deep breath and really tuned into his energy, he was able to take a deep breath and do the same. And then she even yawned. Now he's looking at a something. I would move or do a something because now he's there you go. Now stop. Good. And now relax into his there. So this really is, and that's why I don't like to call it matching and marrying. This really is building these neural pathways. Now do a something until he looks at you. So he's, yeah, perfect. Good. Now we don't mind that he looks at other women, but to stare at her skirt for 20 minutes, right, there we go. And there's a lick and chew. There's the ability for him to move that energy through his body a little bit. 5, 6, 7, like 7 more times, and then somebody whinnied across the way, but he's still breathing and tuned into Daniela. And Daniela's starting to be nice and relaxed. And this is kind of interesting because he was pretty spicy when he came in here. But how easy was it to bring your energy to his level? When you do this, you're going to build rapport with them because sometimes in a relationship, all you want to do is just sit down and watch and just like, we don't even have to touch. Please, sometimes don't touch me. Let's just watch a movie together. Let's just be and do this together for a hot minute, right? But you are giving him your presence. So by God, he better be giving you his. Say that 3 times fast. Right. So now when you feel him say, "Ugh, what?" Because he's not asking you questions in a nice way, is he? What's the conversation? If you were to say this is a dialogue between me and my buddy Burby, what is the conversation that's happening right now? Silence? What's he saying? Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing here?" Yeah. "What do you want from me? Why did you call me? Why are you cold messaging me on Facebook? Who are you? What do you want? And why should I listen to you?" That's what he's asking right now. Now he took his attention off of you. The minute he takes his attention off of you, I want you to do something, right? Because we're gonna be like, I'm gonna wait for you to ask nicely, because you might have $800 million in your back pocket, but he is so jaded about asking for stuff that he's asking is like, why aren't you just like helping me and stuff? And you're like, well, because that's how you ask. Yeah, good. And you're like, I'm not really asking for anything. I just want you to pay attention to me. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to pay attention to me. We'll talk about my needs later. But I can't get anything. I can't get what I need from you if I do not have your attention. So make sure he's giving you his attention. And look at his face. His face is kind of like, "Ah, there you took his attention off." Right. Yeah, perfect. This is the subtleties we're talking about. And he's like, "Man, I can't take my eyes off her." And isn't there a song like that? "Can't take my eyes off you." That's what I want him saying to her. And if he doesn't if he takes his eyes off of her, she's gonna be like, "What? Have you seen me?" And she doesn't even need to make it about him. She just makes it about who she is as a woman. And it's like, when I walk into the room, every eye is on me. Who is that? What does she have to offer? And the way you do that is to match the vibe, right? There you go. Too much, right? Because that was a driving thing, not an attention thing, right? That's okay, but we got it moving. Now go over and stand on that poop right now. Go, hurry. There you go. There you go. Good. Like, right. Like, that's like, I mean so little to you that you would rather smell your own poop than look at me. Right. That is not cool. That's not going to happen. This right now is a whole exercise in raising your standards. Yep. And every time he turns his head away, do something. And I'm kind of not giving you too much direction as to what to do because I don't want to get you too caught up in the exercise. I want you to just be you and do a something. You're like, that was too much for him. Well, is he still in the ring? Are you still interested? I never want somebody that I'm going to be in a relationship with to think I'm too much. I want them to say, do your worst, right? Marilyn Monroe says it best. You can't handle me at my worst. You don't deserve me at my best. And that's the exercise we're having with him right now. Like, we're not asking him to go anywhere or do anything or buy us a trip to Greece or get us a 4 carat diamond VVS one square cut. And, no, none of that. Okay. Maybe that's on my list. But we're not even asking for anything. We're just saying, I'm worthy of your attention. See how he's not giving it to you? Now he is. I want his head looking towards you. Like, let's raise our standards a little bit, ladies. Like, just one eye while he's texting his booty call, and maybe he'll get to us next Tuesday. Screw that. Yeah, keep going till he looks at you. Like, get the attention. And if you got to start moving him around, so be it. Right now he's a little confused. So, because hello, our guy's not confused these days, ladies. Our gentlemen, you guys too. Like, I do not envy you fellas right now that are like there. That are like, should I look at her? Should I open the door for her? Should I get her bag out of the overhead compartment in the airplane? Is she gonna like knee me in the nuts while I'm trying to help her? I mean, there's just so many questions and so much happening with, all the cultural things that they're like, I don't even know what to do when I'm around a real woman that has strong boundaries, that is independent, that has her now do something. Yeah. Go around to his butt next time. There you go. It's okay if he moves, but do something till he looks at you. Play the game, right? Like the game is, I have standards. How about you? Right? There. Now, that's all we want. Because he came in here so like jaded from all the dating sites that we're going to have to be a little bit patient, right? Now, I'm not interested in coming into a relationship where I have to convince somebody to pay this much attention to me, but because I just have to be who I am. Because I'm not here to convince you, and Daniela's not here to convince you of anything. There he is. Yeah, there you go. He's like, holy crap, I can't take my attention off of her. Every time I turn around, she's doing something really amazing, like starting a charity or writing a book or flying to Greece or going to Florida or taking a thing, a course or learning something. Look, oh my God, I can't, and I'm not saying you guys have to go be like weird overachievers to get people's attention. Just be you. When you are you, the right one won't be able to take his eyes off of you. And the reason why this one, keep going till he looks at you. Yeah, raise your standards. 2 eyes. There he goes. Right. And yeah, could we say this is conditioning? Yes, because we all have neuroplasticity. We all have myofilaments and neuropathways that we are either allowing to become overgrown because we're ignoring the old things. I don't worry about whether or not I can write my alphabet anymore because I know how to do that. And I don't have to think about that anymore. And he's doing the same thing. So tag him or do something, get the information across. Yep, just a little. There you go. That's all you needed. Wake his butt up. Like, look, there. Now the reason why he's the right one is because he's the one we're in the ring with. So if you're in a relationship, whatever the one that you're in the ring with or put the ring on for, right, is the one that you need to figure out or need to allow yourself to be who you are and pour into that individual if you're in the ring with them. You don't want to be in the ring with them anymore? Take them out, get a divorce, go break up, do whatever you got to do if you don't want to be in the ring anymore. But do not be in the ring with someone that you do not have your own set of standards for, your own boundaries for, and expect and respect the same thing from them. Period. Like all we're wanting is for him to pay attention to us. But he's so like, I would rather do anything than look at you. How sad for him, because we're awesome. Right? And keep your head straight. This isn't Kids in the Hall or Night at the Roxbury. That actually kind of feels good. So this is where it gets really tough for me because unless I have a continuing stream of awesome stories, it's going to get real boring because I want him looking and paying attention to her. 2 eyes, 2 ears. I don't care if he comes over to her. We're not looking for the ring right yet. We just want your freaking attention and we will get it. Ladies, come on. You know, we want a man's attention. We find a way to get it. Now, the cool thing is that when you are a queen and you've been through a bit of life, put the stick behind you in your right hand. There you go. Very nice. There you go. Stop. Very nice. We can show up and go, well, if he pays attention to us, great. If not, that's okay too. But a black mane and tail, brown bodied, ex champion, world class racehorse is who I want. And if I want that, then I have to show up a certain way. Go all the way around behind him towards his tail. There you go. Perfect. Because they know this game, right? Until you get 2 eyes, 2 ears. Now there. Now look how close they are. Now don't put your energy on him. Suck your energy back. There you go. And then suck your energy back through your belly button to your spine. Push your solar plexus back behind you. There you go. Now, as long as he's hanging here, there you go. Perfect. Because he's thinking about staying with you. He's trying now. Now he's like, okay, well, no phones at dinner. Fine. Well, okay. See how that still came with attitude? You know what? I really do understand how important quality time is for you and my presence, how that much that means to you. And I love and care about you. So, hey, is it all right if we don't have phones at dinner anymore? Right? Get 2 eyes, continue the game. Keep your head straight. We're not disengaging. Good. Keep going till you get 2 eyes and get it. Kind of like make him work for it a little bit more. There you go. And so, and we're like, okay, well, you're just teaching him to look at you. Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. We are conditioning him that the best way that we want to connect is by having his attention, not by having his flippant, rather be anywhere but here behavior, even though he's here. It's like dragging a husband Christmas shopping, or we're going back to Yankee can to tagging when he does that. Okay, perfect. That's good enough. There. Aw. And this is draw, ladies. This is yeah, and that could just be habit, you know? You know any guys that have bad habits? Maybe they keep attracting the same, buck cherry, crazy bitch kind of ladies. That's just their habit. And it's okay. Yeah. See how he starts to lose attention? That's yes, for him in this moment. And the only reason that he is losing attention is that you haven't put the standard up to make sure that you keep it. Right? And that's okay. There you go. Easy. But go ahead and go through. Yeah. There you go. Now he's got a lot going on in that brain of his. And if those of you that little turd, there he goes, right? So now, is that where you want to be in the arena? I don't care for any other reason. Is that where you want to be right now? Because I don't feel like it is. Don't worry about him. Where does Daniela want to be? Okay, where's Fiji in the arena? Okay, then be there. Are you sure? Turn and face him and smile. Like, you got to just tell him what you want. You don't want to be at Fiji. Okay, where's Fiji in the arena? Right there. Okay, good. The minute you decided that you were in Fiji, he stopped trotting and looked at you. Now, where do you want to be? Now, I'm not saying that that isn't just stay here, but what do you want? Right? Without spending 5 hours, but see how much resistance you're putting to that? And you're making it about who? Are you in Fiji? No. Where's Fiji now? Go someplace else. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. There you go. Now, so we're just changing the game a little bit because is he paying attention to her? Oh, damn right he is. Woo! Now, stay there and turn and face the poop. There you go. There, very nice. Now he can go around. Now, how long are we going to let him go around like this? Because he's got a lot to process right now, right? So now what I want you to do is every time he passes the poop, I want you to take one step closer to it. So after he passes the poop here, you're just going to take one step closer directly to the poop. There you go. Good. Now just stay right there. Good. So we're going to play a little game. We're going to see how sensitive this horse is and how much he truly is paying attention. Okay. Another step. There you go. Good. Good. Now, are you at his energy, above his energy, or below his energy? Oh, yeah, you're below it for sure because he's over here blowing out and trotting around. You're not trotting around. You're just kind of just standing there. So just match his energy just a little. Now, just bring your energy up a little. Perfect. There. Now, are you closer to him? There you go. Boom. Bring it back down now. Now bring energy back down. You see how when she matched his energy, he was able to connect with her and relax because we took all that time in the beginning to connect with him. Another step closer to the poop. Perfect. Good. And remember, we always have to, no, I like to go into the arena or the relationship or the job or the project or the whatever that is and say, I've never seen it take longer than 2 days, whatever it happens to be, some form of progress, right? So when you can say that and mean it and say, I'm committed to, one of my new mantras is I will continue until I succeed. And then I will continue to succeed, right? There. Yeah, and smile. Good. And then just hang there for a second and see what he does. Watch, he's probably going to poop over here and give us a 12 and a 6 o'clock. That would be kind of awesome. Look at him. What? So now you got two piles of poop, almost exactly 180 degrees from one another. Good job, Burby. And so think about what he's thinking, right? What is he thinking about? Now you don't really have his attention, do you? So go back to getting the two eyes game. Go straight to his zone, go to his tail. Yeah. Ha! See the spiciness of him in there? There's spicy, spicy. Uh, and it's so easy to want to take that and use that energy kind of against them because he's being just a little bit of a punk, but he's doing it out of fear. And although we got to remember Every action has a consequence, right? Go further. There you go. Perfect. Yes. And then match his energy. Good. And now relax and allow. Bring your energy back behind you. If he goes over and he puts his head down and sniffs that poop, there you go. Good. Yes. Yeah, very nice. This is the ultimate way of forms, like one of the really important ways to get the horse's attention and their desire to come to you. God bless you. Look at him now. He's like, what? So we're going to change the game a little bit now because there, good boy. We're giving him a lot to think about, but generally speaking, these guys don't um, have a lot of opportunities to express themselves. There, good boy. Because they've been for so many years shut down and forced and told to do things that they don't really want to do. Go ahead and play the game. Get up behind him. Like match his energy. Yeah, there you go. Bring your energy up and just match it or come just slightly underneath it. But stay with the game, right? This part, although he's played this game a little, he's not played it at this level where he said, "Oh, she actually does have, these standards. Hey, chrysanthemums just aren't good enough. What's the carnations? Those little cheapy. Nuh-uh. She wants 100 dozen. Sure, why not? Dozen red roses, hundreds of dozens of red roses, trips to Greece, everything paid for, everything done, handled. Help with the business, all of it, support in every aspect of every single thing that you ever could do. What's your standards for the people in your relationship? And then do you have those standards for yourself? Generally, we want to have something more than what we do, but we don't look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, are we bringing those same things to the table for our partner? Are we telling them truly what we want? And it's really easy for them to say, hey, what would you like for dinner? And you go, you know what? 2 Taco Bell tacos and a burrito. That's it. And a medium Pepsi. Easier to do that than go, I don't know, what would you like for dinner? When they have to play this guessing game, you guys, ladies, just tell them. They don't want to play the guessing game. They don't want to play well, if you love me, you would intuitively know what I want immediately. No, it takes 5 hours or 2 days or a lifetime. That's the journey. So we're just raising the standard about how we expect him to show up, because this is the expectation we have for ourselves. And I use that word because that's the English language version of this is who I am. Right? Of course, he's going through a whole big mental process right now. So are you. You're like, who knew? There you go. Can't take my eyes off of you. It's too good to be true. Now, okay, you guys, this doesn't mean that they're obsessed with us, but then, yeah, it kind of does. But yeah, I want them to be like just this side of obsessed with me because I'm going to be just this side of obsessed with them. Because I'm obsessed with me. I'm obsessed with my journey and how I can serve and who I can connect with and how many horses I can save and who I can share my vision and dream and passion and light and energy and sprightliness. I'm obsessed with that. So if you're going to call me self-absorbed and self-obsessed, then yes, self-obsessed, then I am. I'm obsessed with my growth. I'm obsessed with my spiritual journey. I'm obsessed with my connection to God and source. And I'm obsessed with serving humans and horses. And look how he cannot take his eyes off of her. Now, I want you to take the stick and put it down. And I want you to, before you do anything, just kind of get into a centered space in your brain. And I want you to take your hands out like you're a little kid or a grandma greeting a kid and walk with the energy that he has, plus 4 ounces. Hand on either side, walk straight up to his face, either side, and put one side of his face, other side, and yes, beautiful. Yes, that's okay. Keep going. Yep, yep, yep. One hand on one side, one hand on the other. and connect. Push your left hand. There, that's it. There you go. Boom. He doesn't have to spend 5 hours coming over to you. He's giving you his attention. Guess what? You can come over to him. And then just love on him right there and be soft and be slow. Match that energy now and bring it down just a teeny bit. I love you. I love you. Oh, there. Yeah. Right hand on the other side. Yeah. Keep his head there. Good job. Beautiful. All right, you guys. FunDay Friday. Woo! Amazing stuff. So amazing. So if you want to come and experience this with us, all you have to do is reach out to us. I mean, obviously, if you're here, you know where we are on our socials. We do this every Friday. Generally, it's around 1 o'clock, but I'm here live. And look at that. Hand on either side, hand on either side, hand on either side. There you go. Good. This is important. Good job. Good job. So it's really a great time every Friday. We're generally around the 1 o'clock hour. We're live. Obviously, they're posted. If you want to come out to Artemis Hill and experience this in person, you have the opportunity to do that every last Friday. End of the month, come and experience horses and just love on them. And now, what is his thoughts of her? Like, what does he think of her now? How you like me now, right? It's a little different conversation. Keep his head kind of in on either side, like sort of keep him in that yeah. So he's not turning his head too far away. And just allow him to be here. It's okay if he moves it a little, but just kind of bring him back to center when you can. Perfect. So we're going to do part 2 of this. We'll probably actually do a part 2 of this tomorrow. And because this was really a beautiful session. And it wasn't about, did she have to work very hard? Did she have to go out and be a billionaire, the entrepreneur and philanthropist and all that crazy stuff? No, that's just who she is. You know, giving, loving, bringing everybody into space, into the source. So yes, reach out. FunDay Fridays every week, virtually, live right here, and in Artemis Hill Farm in Chester, New York, Hudson Valley area. Gorgeous. Yep, just make sure he doesn't duck under your right hand or left hand. Yeah, that he stays in the center with you because we're still expecting his presence because we're for sure giving him ours. Beautiful. All right, that's it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're tuning in and follow us on our social channels. Oh, and believe in yourself. It will change your life. Can't forget that.